Well, hello. My name is Daddy-O, and there's a conspiracy theory going on or something going on here. We're going to talk about this because in the last video I did talking about Uber reservations, I got a lot of comments because I asked for them. And thank you guys for sending me these comments. I'm going to read a couple of these. Now, understand this. When you read a comment that's typed in on YouTube, they're not always put in sentence form. So sometimes you have to try to figure out what they're saying so that you can read it correctly. So, but there was like 3 comments on here that kind of nails this down a little bit. Now, I'm going to try to give some shout outs here on these comments also. One of them, the first one I'm going to read off here was 6 hours ago. Uber has been sending out a lot of reservations as regular ride requests. I don't take them as the passengers have a 10-minute window for us to wait. The passengers are charged more for the reserve the ride, while we get paid pitiful for accepting it. All right. Now, that's pretty much along the same line. And this here, I'm going to try to read this off. It's Vanzar. It's VANZAROCKIN. 6 hours ago. Thank you, and I will send you a comment letting you know I did this. Also, and it goes along. I mean, everyone is believing right now, or the way they're looking at the reservation thing is that Uber is sending out these reservations to charge the riders more, but they're sending it out as a normal run to drivers. So that's a theory that some people have. I'm not sure about that. I haven't had it happen to me because I don't take reservations. The only way I get a reservation is if it's an accident. I screwed up. All right. And I've done videos talking about the screw up on reservations. I've done it a few times and I've talked about that. But there are a group of drivers that have commented on that video that are under the theory that Uber is scamming drivers, and I agree with that because there are other things that goes on other than the reservation thing that I can definitely tell you that they're definitely screwing drivers, and it really hurts. It's hurtful to drivers to even think that that's going on and that the company they're working for is doing that to them. And the other one here is from John Rod. NOUR 8542. Yeah, the philosophy is that charging extra for a reservation, and if they can send it out, if it's just a regular ride and not pay you extra for that reservation, then they can get away with it. That's why they always try to send you something to where you're not going to make that reservation. Okay, all right. That's the way it was worded. I'm just reading the words, all right? And then you can find that. If you go look at yesterday's video or the video before this one, you'll see on there, you'll see John's comment on that. And he's under the same theory that Uber's saying, hey, we're going to charge this rider a fee for the reservation, but we don't let the driver know about it. That's the theory there that's coming off of several of these here. Let's see here. This one here, I'm going to just read this one here because I did read this one earlier. There's a lot to this one here. There's not that much. I'm commenting before the video ends because I asked them to, okay? As soon as a reservation is placed, Uber sends it to the driver. They are pushing reservations because they don't have enough drivers because so many of us cherry picking, and the scheduled rides are cheap. They use to pay us $23 and up for a reservation, and now they pay $5 and up for a reservation. I only do 2 or 3 rides. Now. I focus on my private clients. Now, I can talk about private clients, but I only talk about that in the join section, the membership section of this channel. We can talk about callbacks and clients and all that kind of stuff there. But listen, if you think there's a conspiracy going on that Uber is doing that kind of stuff, let us know. Comment. That's what this is all about. We're going to bring this up. We're going to talk about it from time to time. When you think there's something going on with Uber, just drop it in the comment section. If I see it, I'm going to talk about it. And these comments just come in all of them come in today, or on the video I did yesterday. There are quite a few comments. I think I got 30 some comments so far on that one video. So understand, Uber's a business. They don't give a rat's butt about you as a driver. They could care less about you as a driver. Just show up and do what they tell you to do. You're just a tool out here for them to make money. All right. The trick to Uber, and that's where a lot of drivers don't understand sometimes, is that Uber's not hard. I've expressed that in videos before. It's just, don't get locked into the fares. Yeah, Uber's going to say, okay, I'm going to give you $12 to go here. Well, do I want to go there? You have to make a choice and be smart about it. And I've told you the acceptance rate is BS. Don't get wrapped up in that, all right? So don't feel obligated that you have to take a certain number of runs to keep a certain level. I get comments all the time from people that are struggling, that are trying to keep their diamond status, I get comments like that from people out there. They're always commenting about, but I lost it. And now I'm just a gold. And now I don't have the, who cares about it? Don't worry about those statuses. Okay. Most of us out here right now, if you're just doing average work, you're at least a gold. All right. All right. So that's easy to maintain. But it doesn't mean a whole lot. It really doesn't. The little pennies that they're paying you extra. What was it? It used to be the Advantage program. I think the Advantage program gave you 5 cents per dollar for being in the Advantage program, for keeping your stats here and doing this. 5 cents a dollar? Come on. Who worries about 5 cents on the dollar? All right. There's money to be made with Uber. Too many people get wrapped up in the little 5 cents per dollar. They get wrapped up in the, $5, $10 fares. So there's money to be made other than that. All right. You just have to pay attention. All right. And on this channel, there are videos trying to express what you need to pay attention to. And on this channel, you will find comments from people that have paid attention to it and that are making Uber a success. Now, right this second, Daddy-O is charging his Mustang up. All right. Something I do every evening, every night. I'll come out and charge. I'm doing it a little early today. Today was kind of a lax day for Daddy-O. So I'm coming out here just topping my vehicle off so it'll be prepared and ready to go for tomorrow's Ubering. That's the way you do it. Okay. It's, I don't know. Some people just, and I watched a video earlier on another channel that popped up, and I've told you before, I don't watch a lot of other Uber channels. But this one was popped up, and man, these guys were just, and this was just yesterday, this video was put out, 2 channels together was putting out this video, and they just were talking about stuff that you don't really have to think about doing Uber. I mean, they were trying to get into such details, and they got a big following. They got a lot more, followers than I do on their channel, but they've been doing it a long time too. But they were just in such details about doing Uber that why clutter your mind with a whole, Uber's not hard. Don't let people out there, if you watch some of the videos, don't let people out there try to tell you, it's hard. You're not going to make no money. You're not going to make, and again, and a lot of it falls into where your location is. Not so much your market, but the location that you decide to work. That's how you make money doing Uber. All right. Now, I just happen to have another Mustang. It's a rental, so I'm sure they're an Uber driver. I just had another Mustang pull into the charging station here. You see more of them now. And some people are having a hard time finding a rental. If you're still hanging on to this and you're one of the people that are having a hard time getting a rental or getting an electric rental, you just have to stay after it. Okay, and keep checking that Uber marketplace. All right, that's where you're going to find them. They also have through there, if you need to or decide you want to, you can buy a car. All right, but reservations and the games that Uber's playing, Pay attention to them. Don't get trapped in them. Don't get trapped in that, acceptance rate. I don't do the reservations, and I've gotten a lot of comments in those 30-some comments. I got comments from people that make it work, that do them a certain way. I think one comment was they do them to get going in the morning, to plan for the next day, to go to the airport, to work their way towards that way. There are people that you have your methods. If you've been doing Uber for any period of time, you have a way of doing your Uber, all right? But Uber has ways of trapping you too. All right, they can lay these traps out, and a lot of young drivers are people that are new at doing Uber. You don't have to be a young driver. You can be, an older person deciding that you need to make some money and decide to do Uber. They can trap you into that acceptance rate. They're going to trap you into the reservation game. Pay attention. All right, just pay attention. That's Daddy-O's instruction. Now you can subscribe, ring the bell, do the thumbs up. This video has gone way longer than I intended it to. All right, you can hype the video, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, appreciate you guys that have been subscribing. Y'all have done well for me. Thank you. Bye.